Finally, playoff basketball is here. We can finally sit down all day and watch real good hoops. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hop right into it. So the first slate from yesterday was the Magic versus the Cavaliers. And let me tell you, this was an ugly game. If you like 90s and 2000s ball, this one is right up your alley. We had Cavs start 5 of 5 from 3, and that really just kind of solidified the game to a point where the Magic did make it close at a lot of points, but it never felt like they were super in it because you just had such a big cushion to start with. And then after that, they shot 3 of 22 from 3 for the rest of the game, I think. And I think they went 0 of 17 for a certain stretch of that. Or no, sorry, that was the Magic. They shot 3 of 25 from 3. My apologies. And they did have a stretch where they went 0 of 17. So not a great game. And then also the Magic shot 8 of 37 from 3. So combined 16 of 67 from 3. So yeah, ugly game. But the difference between these two teams was, one, the Cavs did have shots where they were, going in, right? They did have that first bit of the first quarter where they made 5 of 5 from 3, including 2 Evan Mobley threes. And that really altered the Magic's game plan, I think, because they couldn't leave him completely by himself anymore. And that was probably part of their game plan coming in, was hey, we're going to help off Evan Mobley, but they couldn't do it as hard as they would have if he had not hit those 2 threes. Jared Allen also had 6 of 10. He hit 4 of his 6 free throws, 18 rebounds for him, 11 for Evan Mobley, 9 for Max Strus. They heavily out-rebounded the Cavs 54-40, and it just felt like they were bigger because they started Jonathan Isaac at center. Not the worst decision in the world. Jonathan Isaac was really good in this one. He had 3 steals, 3 blocks, was altering a lot of plays on the defensive end, hit a couple of his threes. Wasn't efficient from in the arc, shot 1 of 4 from in the arc, but, you kind of take some of that with Jonathan Isaac. He only had 5 rebounds, so that's the biggest improvement area besides just hitting your actual threes that you might normally hit, that the Cavs need to improve on, or that the Magic need to improve on, because rebounding is important in the playoffs, and they did not do a good job at it. And also, Franz kind of sucked this game. He had a lot of not great finishes at the arc, at the rim, did not hit a ton of his threes. Paolo was solid as a scorer, but outside of that wasn't really doing much. Had 9 turnovers. Shot 4 of 8 from the line, which is another thing that the Magic struggled with, was they shot 19 of 30 from the line, and they only lost by 14. So if they hit the rest of their free throws, that's a 3-point game. But yeah, Paolo had 9 turnovers, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 24 points. So solid-ish outing from him, especially as his first playoff game, but definitely want to see that come back. Gary Harris and Jalen Suggs tried a combined 1 of 12 from 3, so that was rough to see from your starting backcourt, because Gary Harris has been a 40% three-point shooter this season, and Jalen Suggs has been a very improved three-point shooter this season. I think he got up to 38%, and no, they just bricked everything. So hopefully next game, some of the nerves for the Magic would have worn off, and they can come back and be ready, because Cole Anthony also shot 0 of 7, 0 of 4 from 3. Joe Ingles shot 0 of 2. Wendell 1 of 3. Mo Wagner was their only solid bench player at 4 of 8, 10 points, 5 rebounds. So the difference really came down to hey, both of these teams are shooting like shit, but Donovan Mitchell is able to make his own buckets, and he will just say, hey, no, I'm scoring this. And despite really good defense from the Magic, it didn't matter. Donovan Mitchell was scoring. So I think that was the real difference here. So, yeah. I said Magic before the series. I'm not feeling super confident in that anymore, but, it's only game 1. So next on the docket was Minnesota-Phoenix. And this was a game that went a lot differently than I thought it would. I thought it would be a close game. I thought it would be... it was a lot more entertaining than the Magic Cavs, and you saw it be close for a little while, but, first quarter, KD was eating because the Timberwolves put Karl Anthony Towns on him, and I don't know how I feel about that adjustment. It didn't not work per se, but I feel like that is something that KD can expose more than he did. He only took 17 shots, which, like, yeah, is kind of normal for KD in the playoffs. He doesn't take a ton of shots, but if he took more shots, I feel like he could have had like a 50 piece on Cat if he wanted. But they did put Jaden McDaniels on to Devin Booker, and that worked. Devin Booker shot 5 of 16 from the field, had a turnover, 4 fouls, 18 points, 5 assists. Like, he was still somewhat there because of 6 free throws, but he was not nearly as impactful as he could be in the playoffs. Bradley Beal was 6 of 10, had 15 points, 1 of 3 from 3. I mean, 6 assists. He was a decent third option, you know. You probably want a little more than 10 shots out of him, but if it turns out that way, it's not awful, I guess. Royce O'Neal had 4 threes in this game that went in on 8 attempts, and that is more than you could really expect from Royce O'Neal for the most part. But also, Drew Eubanks was a negative 14 in 9 minutes. Eric Gordon was a negative 18 in 21 minutes. Like, the entire team just kind of was negatives besides Yusuf Nurkic, because Yusuf played pretty well for a lot of it. Had 3 steals, 2 blocks. 4 rebounds is less than ideal in 26 minutes, but also 9 points, 4-6 shooting was pretty solid. But the overall, like, thing for the Suns is really only KD and Bradley were scoring efficiently, and like Royce O'Neal. Grayson Allen didn't hit a shot. You know, the bench did not have a field goal from their 3 main bench. Outside of Royce O'Neal, did not have a field goal from anyone except Nasir Little and Josh Okogie in bench time, in garbage time. Eric Gordon and Drew Eubanks did not hit a single shot. They also got 28 rebounds to Minnesota's 52. So Minnesota got almost double their rebounding numbers, and that is not great. So, I mean, that's to be expected when you're going against Gobert and Karl-Anthony Towns. But the real story for the Timberwolves was Anthony Edwards. That dude became Michael Jordan in the third quarter. He had so many looks that were just insane that he was just, you know what? Three-pointer, mid-range, spin into a floater. He almost ended, I think it was Drew Eubanks' life. It might have been, no, it was KD, I think, where he had a spin to split a double team and almost yammed it on someone. Didn't quite go in, but that was a big, like, oh shit moment, because I think it got rebounded and put up for a putback. But Anthony Edwards is that guy in the playoffs. We knew this from last season, right? The Nuggets played him in the postseason, so I watched that entire series. And he was probably the best scorer the Nuggets went against in the postseason last year, and he has continued that trend. 33 points on 24 shots, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. He was good. He was real good. Mike Conley was not great, 2 of 12 from the field, 7 assists, which was good, but I don't think this is a Mike Conley series. I think the way that Bradley Beal played, you probably want to start Nickeil Alexander-Walker instead of Mike Conley and have Anthony Edwards run your point, because Nickeil Alexander-Walker was great in this game. 7 of 12 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals. He was a menace defensively, and he was kind of all over the place. Yeah, he was just really good. So Nickeil Alexander-Walker for Mike Conley would be the adjustment I make from this game if I'm the Timberwolves, just so that you can actually have like defenders on all 3 of them, right? On all 3 of the big 3. Naz Reid was pretty solid in this one, 12 points, 10 shots, 2 of 6 from 3, 4 of 10 from the field. 2 rebounds is less than you'd like to see, but, you know, it is what it is. The Timberwolves played really well, so shout out to the Timberwolves. I think that they will prove me wrong, but when I picked the Suns in like 7. So, yeah, we'll see. And the next one was Sixers New York. This was a good game. Joel Embiid shot 8 of 22 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. Was not efficient. Got to the line 12 times, though, and his whistle did carry over, seemingly, from the regular season, which I don't personally love watching, but, like, you know, it is a skill, yada, yada. 8 rebounds, 6 assists, so, like, good all-around performance from Joel Embiid, but not anything to really write home about. It's a pretty average performance from him. Tyrese Maxey had 33 points, 14 of 26. Kyle Lowry had 4 of 7 shooting from 3, 18 points. 4 rebounds. He was really good. I don't know how often you can count on 4 threes from Kyle Lowry, but we'll see. Nick Batum, playing man himself, only had 3 points and 1 of 4 shooting. But Paul Reed was solid in his minutes. But, you know, overall, the bench lineup was not good. They all had negative 20, negative 16, and negative 21, respectively. And that's not great. But on the side of the of the Knicks, Miles McBride was that guy off the bench for them. 7 of 12 from the field, 5 of 7 from 3 for 21 points. He was a plus 37, which led the entire game. He also had 3 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal. He was knocking those down. He had no hesitation when he was pulling up. He was just shooting that thing, and it was going in. It was working. Mitchell Robinson also did a great job defensively against Joel Embiid. Like, he made his life really hard. Had 4 blocks and a steal, 12 rebounds, 8 points on 3 of 5 shooting. Like, he was really solid in this one. Him and Hartenstein both give the Knicks good options for like defensive or offensive. What looks do you want to run? They give him some versatility there. Bojan Bogdanovic was not efficient. 4 of 12 from 3, 4 of 12 from the field, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc, which is good from 3-point range, but had 13 points on 12 shots, which isn't great. 7 rebounds, which is solid, but did not really impact the game defensively, and, you can expect better probably in the future. Dante DiVincenzo had 3 of 10 on 2 of 5 shooting, on 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. 8 points, less than you'd probably expect from DiVincenzo given his form coming into this game. But hey, I mean, if it works, it works, and it did. And Jalen Brunson had 8 of 26. I think you don't see another inefficient game like this, so it's a shame for the Sixers that they did not take care of business, because 8 of 26 is really bad from Jalen Brunson. Had 22 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds. And like down the stretch, he was all right, I think, but he was not the scorer that the Knicks needed him to be in this game. Instead, that was Josh Hart down the stretch. He had 2 threes to ice the game. 22 points, 13 rebounds, 5 of 12 from the field, 4 of 8 from beyond the arc, 8 of 10 from the free throw line. Like, he was good. He was really good. I think he was probably the Knicks' best player this game. Him or Deuce. And then OG Anunoby shot 5 of 10, 1 of 3, 11 points. Good defense, obviously. That's what OG does. So the Knicks played well. They defended well. They did not shoot the ball well, and I feel like that'll probably change a little bit in the future. I feel like they'll get better shooting. So I think that I feel pretty good about them over the Sixers at this point, because I don't know how often you can really count Kyle Lowry and Tyrese Maxey to have like 33 and 18. Like, Tyrese Maxey I can see, and like, to be fair, I don't know how often you can count a 21 from Deuce McBride, but I feel like the disparity between Jalen Brunson and normal Jalen Brunson makes up for that. So yeah. Next game was Lakers-Nuggets. This was the same script we have seen in every single one of these games for the last 2 seasons, where the Nuggets kind of fuck around a little bit in the first half. They kind of, mess around a little bit. They're like, oh, let's feel out this game for some reason, even though it's the playoffs. And then they go down 12, and then they're like, oh, actually, right, we're the better team. And then they play good in the second quarter, tie it up going into halftime. Third quarter rolls around, they take a 12 or so point lead. Gets cut down to like 8 by the end of the third quarter. Then the fourth quarter comes around, and the bench lineup lets it stay around 8 or gets it cut down to 6, Then Jokic comes back in, and they win by double digits. That's exactly what happened in this game. 114-103 is the final. Nuggets win, go up 1-0 in the series. Jokic was the best player on the floor, 32, 12, and 7 on 15 of 23 shooting, 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. MPJ was really good in this one, 8 of 15 from the field, 3 of 7 from the three-point line, 8 rebounds. Aaron Gordon had a double-double, 12 points, 11 rebounds on 5 of 11 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3, which is, to be expected. I didn't really expect Aaron Gordon to really do much from three-point line. KCP shot 4 of 10 from the field, 4 of 11 from the field, 4 of 10 from 3, 12 points. Those all came in like the fourth quarter, like in a row. It felt like, I don't think that's actually true, but it felt like they were all right next to each other. Peyton Watson had 8 points in the first quarter, didn't score after that, but was important once Aaron Gordon got into a little foul trouble. And, Malone pulled him early, put Peyton Watson in. He did a decent enough job filling in. LeBron cooked him a little bit, but like, it's LeBron. He's going to cook a lot of people. He also cooked basically everyone besides Aaron Gordon. And that's kind of to be expected because everyone else is either too skinny or too short. And, there's not really much in between. We did see Jamal Murray have 22 and 10. Like, his passing was really good in this one without a turnover, but 22 and 10 on 9 of 24 shooting. So this was all with Jamal Murray being inefficient. Now, once he gets back into being normal playoff Murray, this should be like a 4-game series. And then DeAndre Jordan also got minutes, and I will take a DeAndre Jordan victory lap because it was not Zeke Nnaji that played, and DeAndre Jordan looked good. 4 points, 2 boards, played good defense, had a block, had a steal. He was only a -3 in 8 minutes. That's serviceable backup center, baby. That's what the Nuggets needed. So, yeah, that's basically my whole analysis. Tomorrow I'll probably have better analysis than I did in this one because I was streaming all day for this one, so my brain is a little mush from doing all that. I'm doing it again, but I'll take notes this time. So if you guys liked this video, like, subscribe, leave a comment, help me get monetized. Yeah, bye.